We're joined today by Travis Beinke, Managing Director of Australian Rare Earths. Travis, thanks for your time.
Hi David, thanks for having us.
Developing the Coppermurra project, rare earth project in South Australia. Firstly, can you tell us a little bit about the project and why is it so compelling?
Yeah, so we're developing the Coppermurra Earth project in the southeast of South Australia. It's an ionic clay deposit, and to date we've developed a really large resource that we're now working on a study to demonstrate how we're going to develop the project. Why this style of deposit is important is as the West looks to build out a new supply chain that reduces the reliance on China, who have built out a dominance over the last 3 decades. New supply of this type of deposit is going to be critically important, and the reason is because of the heavy rare earths associated with this style of deposit, the dysprosium and terbium. Today, almost 100% of the heavies come from the clays within China and Chinese control. So building out projects like Coppermurra is going to be critically important to diversify that supply chain.
You touched on the heavy to light ratio. Coppermurra sits 1:7. Why is that so important?
Yeah, when potential off-takers are looking for feedstock into their supply chain, there are quite a number of light rare earth projects around the world that could potentially fill that need, the neodymium, praseodymium. What they're really looking for is the heavy rare earths, dysprosium and terbium, that are less projects of that nature around. So if you've got a rare earth project with a high assemblage of the heavy rare earths, it's going to be much more attractive for potential off-takers. So that 1:7 heavy to light ratio is quite an enriched heavy rare earth basket of rare earths and will be important for potential off-takers.
You're also one of the first companies to access ANSTO's new pilot processing facility. Can you talk to what that meant from understanding the product and what was produced using this facility?
Yeah, so this is a really important step in continuing to de-risk the project and move it towards commercialization. So what the pilot allows us to do is take what we've learned at lab scale and scale up the process from individual tests into a complete processing cycle. So we are actually trucking 30 tonne of material to the facility from Adelaide to Sydney. That material will be on the truck this Friday, so tomorrow, and will be then available to run that pilot at ANSTO's new facility in the next month or so. So what it not only will allow us to prove the flow sheet from start to finish, it'll also produce sufficient sample of the mixed rare earth oxide, the product that we intend to produce, and allow us to then share those samples with potential off-takers so that they can then test it and assess it for its suitability in their supply chain. So that's going to be another really key milestone to help us continue our engagement with potential customers in endeavours to secure off-takes for the product.
You've got a PFS nearing completion, a pilot plant due to commence operations in Q2. What are the key outputs of those two activities that will feed into the development pathway of this project?
Yeah, so we're really excited and looking forward to releasing the pre-feasibility study. It's our first opportunity to be able to demonstrate and share publicly the value of the project and how we think we can develop the project in such a economic and efficient way. So that's going to be really key to be able to demonstrate that. And then out of the pilot plant, being able to demonstrate at scale the flow sheet, take a lot of those learnings that we have throughout that process, as well as the product that we can then share with customers, take all those learnings back into the next phase of study that we can then work towards a definitive feasibility study to support ultimately a financial investment decision later next year or early the year after. So 2 really key pieces of milestones for the company and just around the corner.
You're also building a uranium portfolio in South Australia. How does that fit into the strategy?
Yeah, so we have been building out a small uranium exploration portfolio in South Australia because we have a great set of geologists who have experience in the geology, in the uranium space in our home state. And So we want to leverage that experience, and we feel like we're well positioned to be able to run an exploration portfolio in parallel to advancing the Copper Rare Earth project. And why we're focused on South Australia is if you make a uranium discovery in Australia, you want it to be in a jurisdiction where you can actually take that discovery into production. South Australia has 3 uranium operating mines today. They are the only operating mines of uranium in Australia. So it's a great jurisdiction to be exploring for, making that uranium discovery.
A clear path for Copper. Exciting times ahead for the company. Travis, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David. Appreciate it.